Hello everybody, Sabrina here again. I was thinking, I just wanted to get on here real quick and talk about boundaries. It's kind of funny because one of the things that my bonus daughters know me as, if they say one word, what's one word or one important thing that means something really important to Sabrina, what would it be? And they say boundaries because they know how strong I believe in boundaries. And the reason being is because a lot of people are dealing with stress and anxiety. And I am convinced that if they work on the boundaries for themselves, then the stress and the anxiety get cut down significantly. We don't realize that sometimes we just feel anxious because we feel all this pressure being put on us. We feel like that we have to perform, overperform, over deliver. We have all these things that, these expectations really that we even put on ourselves. We put a lot of expectations on ourselves. And, whether or not that comes from our upbringing, whether it becomes from somebody else putting these pressures on you or it's just, in your core that you feel like you have to, do this and do that. And yeah, it is about becoming the best version of yourself, right? You're always becoming the best version of yourself, working on that. However, at the same time, I feel like there's also some undue pressure that is put on us and that is not necessarily needed that we can say no to. So I do this exercise that I had learned years ago. I call it the yes circle. I can't remember what they call it, the person who put this together, but what you do is you take like one little circle and you put one person in that middle circle, a name of somebody, and then you put a circle outside of that, and then another circle outside of that. It's like rings, right? And so the first one you have one person, that's the person that's the most important person to you. Then you have the next ring, and that's maybe 2 or 3 people that's next in line of importance. And then you go outside the ring of that and you say, okay, these people are the next most important. And as the rings get farther, the more you can put in those circles become, you can put more people in there. Well, what you do is you look at it. You kind of, write it down. You got to put it down, write it down. And you put the most important person there, and then, you sit there and say, all right, now, this is how it works. They're your yes people. So if you have in ring number 3, let's say it's, your cousin Joe. And cousin Joe is in that circle, but let's say in the one before that, in the second circle, closer to that middle one, maybe it's your mom. And mom, you've decided, okay, we haven't seen each other. We're going to go on a lunch together. And so it's at 12 o'clock. You're on your way to have lunch with mom at 12 o'clock. And cousin Joe calls up and says, I need you. I just got a flat tire. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and they're only 5 minutes away. And they're like, I really need you right now. I need you to help me. Well, guess what? You're going to say, you know what? I have something I have planned at 12. I have some commitments that I've got right now that I need to do. But however, once that's done, if everything's still not worked out for you, let me know and we'll, I'll come over and help you. And so what it does is it relieves the pressure of you trying to meet everybody's needs, because it's impossible for you to meet everybody's needs. And so it's so much easier whenever you know the priority, and it can change. There's seasons in life that do change. Maybe you've got someone who is, sick and they need some extra care during a certain season than somebody else. It's not about relationship status, right? That makes who's the most important. It's not that, oh, mom needs to be more important than dad, or dad needs to be important than mom. Again, it depends on the situation. It depends on the seasons of life. And it depends on, what the people are that are in your life. And so that really relieves a lot of pressure. And I tell you what, I've done this with some of my, my clients that do this yes circle. And it helps them so much to where it's some people don't have a problem saying no, but some people have a difficulty telling people no because they want to be there for everyone. Their heart is to be there for everyone. I was one of those people. I lost myself because I was for everybody else and I didn't do my yes circle. And unfortunately, there were really important people in my life that didn't get the priority that others were getting. And so I had set myself up in a place of where people were always demanding and needing me, that just really weren't in that circle that someone else should have rightfully been in there. And so I began to lose myself, and I was so stressed. I was trying to, juggle everything and try to be happy and keep a smile on my face. And guess what? I was really good at it. I was able to keep a smile on my face, and no one would know what was going on. Most people did not know. I was able to keep it hidden. And it's like those stories where they say, the husband and wife, they're on their way to church and they're fighting. And as soon as they pull up into the church parking lot, they're like, game on, got their face on, they walk in the door, smile, everything's great. And nobody ever knows that they were about to rip each other's hearts out that morning. Get back in the car and they're at it again, right? So I was one of those people. I could put a good game face on and smile. And obviously I could still do that today. And you probably would never know some of the challenges that I may be facing. And so, it's one of those things of knowing what those boundaries are for yourself. And maybe you can do that yes circle. Maybe sit down, write down, the people who are most important to you, and see, and maybe that will help lift and eliminate some of that anxiety in there. And that's part of the boundary setting. And other boundaries is really just getting good at saying no without having to justify or give a reason. It's okay for you to say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to be available. No, I'm not going to be taking that call at 10:01 p.m. because at 10 o'clock I set a standard for myself that I wasn't going to take any calls after 10 p.m. no matter who they are. And then, obviously there's certain people that you got your emergency list and you'll answer it at any time. And those are priorities. It's putting those boundaries in place and sticking to it. That will help a lot of the anxiety that you're facing. Well, anyway, I hope this was helpful to you today, and that you'll get in and do a little circle as well. If you need any assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to me. All right, well, have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever time you're watching this. Bye for now.